Okay, so this is the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, also known as the HR diagram. Looks like that. It is a graphical tool used by astronomers to classify stars based on things like luminosity, temperature, color, that kind of stuff. It has multiple different sequences of stars, as you can see, like the main sequence, white dwarfs and supergiants. They're all classified based on different attributes such as their mass, temperature, color, that kind of stuff. Our group had some trouble understanding the HR diagram, mainly because of the luminosity aspect. It was something we couldn't quite figure out. But once we figured, out what luminosity was, what it did, then we could very easily correlate it back into the HR diagram and kind of understand how that whole thing worked. The HR diagram itself is incredibly important to the concept of astronomy, seeing as it's one of the primary tools that represents stellar evolution in any kind of visual format. Without HR diagrams, it would be incredibly difficult to actually get any kind of real view of how stellar evolution works.
The analogy that we use to explain the HR diagram is that we said that the HR diagram is similar to a census. A census is a way of acquiring and recording the data in order to classify. We use the income of a population to better help explain the HR diagram. The white dwarfs can be compared to poverty level class in that they are the younger with less income. Then we have the main sequence, which is the middle class, and that this is where the majority of the population lies. Next is the giants, which are the upper middle class, and that they make less than the upper class, also known as the supergiants, but can be the same age. Lastly, there is the upper class, which are the supergiants. They are the upper class because they are the richest, just like the supergiants are the brightest.
So in order for the instructor to communicate this concept better, we came up with using more analogies to relate the subject matter to a daily life. Also, when taking quizzes in class, explain the reasoning behind the answer. For in-class assignments, assign bits and pieces at a time and then go over it in class. That would be the guess and check method.